What's going on, Jerome's? Now, our Minnesota Fighting Vikings are really testing the limits of a win is a win is a win. But out to a 21-3 lead against the crooked Chicago Bears at home, letting them come all the way back, even letting them get in a lead. But then the Vikings slammed the door shut, winning 29-22. And a win is a win is a win, and you are what your record says you are. And the Vikings, Harrison Smith said it best, paraphrasing this, but Vikings are learning on the job, and they're still winning to do that. Just think of what this team is going to be in a couple weeks or later on into the season as they crescendo headed into the playoffs. So the Vikings, as of right now, after Week 5 action, this is the NFC North division. The Vikings leading all alone at 4-1. Now, they're game up on the Packers. Also, they have a leg up in the head-to-head. And then they get it on again at Lambeau Week 17. But the Packers dropping against the Giants, they did not look impressive at all over in London. And you could blame travel, you could blame all that stuff. But the Vikings won in London. The Packers did not. And the Giants, I mean, I don't think that they're an... They are 4-1, and yes, your record is what your record says you are, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The fact that the Packers, they're relying on jet sweeps. Rodgers literally cannot throw the ball downfield. They could say, oh, I don't trust the receivers. I don't trust Rodgers' arm. Like, the number of his interceptable balls has gone up exponentially this season. And I don't think that's all on the receivers, man. Like, maybe Devontae Adams is just really covering up for how bad and decrepit Aaron Rodgers is. Who knows? The Bears, like we saw Sunday, they had some flashes. They took advantage of opportunities to get back into the game, respect, but the Vikings were able to hold them off. And then you got the low-energy Detroit Lions. They're back to being low energy, man. Maybe the loss against the Vikings just broke them because they were lethargic last week, getting banged up at home. How do you score 45 points at home and then lose to the Seahawks? And then they went out and laid a goose egg against the Patriots, 29-0 out in Foxborough. And as of right now, looking at the NFC, if the season ended today, well, that would really suck because it's only 5 games. But the Vikings would still be the 2 seed. Philly, this close, smidgen, close to getting beat on the road against the Cardinals. They missed. Cardinals missed the last second would-be game-tying field goal, but Eagles are 5-0. And also, it needs to be pointed out that the Vikings' only loss is against the only undefeated team in the league. Just floating that out there. But if the season ended today, they would be the 2 seed, and they would host the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers at historic U.S. Bank Stadium in the opening round of the playoffs. The Giants would visit Tampa, as well as the Cowboys would visit the San Francisco 49ers. Now, what's interesting is that there's a logjam in the NFC least. I mean, they're actually doing some things. The Eagles are 5-0. The Cowboys and the Giants are both 4-1. So it's really interesting, man. What everyone thought was going to be one of the more weaker divisions in the NFL is turning out to be one of the better ones. Who knew? And 538, who are never wrong about their projections. So they have the Vikings currently at 84% to make the playoffs and 63% to win the NFC North. Their ELO, whatever rating, puts them 5th in the NFC, behind the Eagles, behind the Cowboys, as well as on the same level as the Bucks and the Niners. And what stands out is that the Vikings do have the best chance to win the division. Packers have a 66% chance of making the playoffs, 33% chance of winning the division. Vikings have 8% chance of getting that first round bye, so getting the 1 seed. Eagles, as of right now, only have a 49% chance, according to 538. And to win the Super Bowl, Vikings are at 4%. So the Vikings, that would make them 5th in the NFC. They put the Eagles at 13, the Cowboys at 9. Yeah, okay. The Bucks at 7, the Niners at 7 as well. I just don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't. We've seen heights with Kirk, that he can soar, he can fly like an eagle, but we haven't seen it with Jimmy G. And I've said this a bunch. The Niners Super Bowl against the Chiefs, if you put Kirk Cousins on that Niners team, they win. Because he hits that skinny post, yeah, that deep route to was it Emmanuel Sanders? Doesn't matter. He makes that throw, but yeah. But again, 1 game at a time, 1 game season, going down to Miami. Now, we said in the post game show that if you're a person who likes to put a jelly bean or 2 down the game, the Vikings were 1 point favorites at the time, and betting them on the money line make a little sense because the line is going to move because Tua is in the concussion protocol, Teddy's in the concussion protocol, Tyreek Hill is at a walking boot, and Terron Armstead might be lost for the season. So those are four very well. So you got your top two quarterbacks, you have your star wide receiver, and your stud left tackle. So that could factor in, and the line has already moved. The Vikings are currently 3-point favorites down in Miami, so they're favorites to go down to South Beach, take care of business, and go into the bye week 5-1, getting it done. And they got the Cardinals at home, which Cardinals are tough. Nuke is going to be back, but you're not really sweating it. And then the Commies and the Bills, and then, like we said, 5 out of 6 games at home in the friendly confines. The Vikings have an opportunity to make a lot of hay. Absolutely make a big-time move between weeks 11 and 16 before rounding out the season, week 17 at the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers, and then week 18 at the Bears. So we shall see. But as of right now, this is where things stand after week 5 action, head into week 6 for the NFC North division. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts, Vikings. It's a long way to the top. If you want to be a Vike, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Once worth of work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.